Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us this evening as we christen the Shippey House and bring her into the Historic District as an active and vibrant location. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Mary Fertig, who has been with the Friends of Shippey almost since the beginning, I believe, Mary, who's going to give you a little history on the house.
Thank you for coming tonight. This is such a special night for all of us who began about 5 years ago on what seemed like an almost impossible project of saving the home of Broward County's second judge, Judge Shippey, who was a very interesting character. He is probably best known for marrying Tarzan, Johnny Westmuller, who could not be here tonight either. But I just want to thank all of the people who came together as the Friends of Shippey's, and there's no way to name them all because there were so many friends who came together and made a determination that this house could be saved, this 100-year-old house could be saved and put in the historical village to serve as a model of what Broward was like 100 years ago, and hopefully will show that we will carry those historical roots into the future. I especially want to thank Elisa Plummer, and who was just the strength behind the movement. Jackie Scott, Friends of Shippey, who could not be here tonight. The board members of Friends of Shippey, some of them are up here. I see Doug and Tim, and I know that we have Donna Mergenhagen and Bradley Deckelbaum. I don't know if he's here. Well, I won't go through the whole board, but I just want to tell you that it was a very hands-on, literally, project. And we were so fortunate to have Genia Ellis working with us, and to all of you who took this project that we dreamed of but never really could quite visualize how it turned out. Thank you so much for taking it. And to the City Commission, and to our city leaders, who often, I'm sure, have citizens come tell them that they can save an old broken down building, but then have to worry that it'll actually happen. Thank you for having faith in us.
Thank you, Mary, and thank you for your efforts. First, I'd like to take a liberty and ask my Riverwalk board members to raise your hands. To you, I thank you very much for allowing us to undertake this project and see it through to success. To our other partners, the DDA, Chris, and some of our DDA members are here as well. Obviously, the Friends of Shippey, and as she said, the list is very, very long. There is a donor board inside. Please take the time to walk through and read those names. There were a lot of cash donations and in-kind donations and a lot of sweat equity from some of us that basically we're literally digging in the dirt. So for that, we thank you very much. I'd like to now turn this over to Jack Seiler, our mayor.
I'm going to go a step further than what Mary said. If you are a friend of the Shippey House, please raise your hand so we can give you a round of applause, because there are amazing jobs. You know, you look at this house and you walk through and you recognize that this is a success. And all I can remember was this thing cutting through the Burger King parking lot, looking like it was going through the drive-thru. And I remember that day as we were moving wires and lifting things, and I kept thinking, is this going to work? And I'll tell you what, it worked. It worked because of some tremendous efforts from the Friends of the Shippey House, tremendous leadership and service from so many people. Mary got up to represent them, and Mary, as you know, did an amazing job. But even us on this porch, you know, you think about a porch in honor of Jerry Cooper. I think he would have been proud to be on this porch and to spend some time. And in fact, I was talking to Gina. I said, sometime in February, we're just going to do a Friday afternoon happy hour, put a keg on the porch in honor of Jerry, and maybe raise a few more funds in the process of doing that. But you look at all the people, you know, you look at who's up here, and I look to my right, and I won't start going through the names, but these are all people that either put the sweat equity in, the leadership, the service, or the sacrifice to get this done. And I will single out Tim Smith. I can't imagine how many times you texted me, emailed me, and said, hey, we're doing a little landscaping project. I will tell you, the day we did landscaping here, it looked nothing like this. It looked so much better than it ever did. Perhaps it was because of Dean and I doing the landscaping, but it's come around a long way than the days we did it.
I wonder if you'll unblock my email now.
It's on WikiLeaks
Oh,
right
are you Mr. Seitz? But in all seriousness, there are so many people that played such a significant role and so many people that stepped up. Romney, your leadership from the district was immense. And I think you quietly accomplished a lot. You quietly made sure people were behind this, quietly made sure this got done in the right way. And when you sit up here on the porch and you see this now and you realize this is a success because of the efforts of so many that remain nameless, so many that remain anonymous, but so many that just decided, you know what, you can save a 100-year-old house. You can save a piece of Fort Lauderdale's history. And I think it's going to be remarkable the impact this has on this district. You know, you look at what's happened with the Fort Lauderdale Historical Society and the Fort Lauderdale Historical District, and it's been tough trying to get the momentum and the energy. But I think when people come over and see this today, they say, you know, you can do it. You can salvage a piece of our history. You can honor our past. And you can show respect for great Fort Lauderdale residents. And so it's a shame Johnny Weismiller didn't join with us today for this celebration. I believe he's here in spirit. His marriage certificate may be here somewhere. Is that possible? Should be. If not, we'll create it, by the way, for history purposes. We'll put it in the glass in there.
Probably have swung one of these vines up.
Yeah, he probably did. But this is just a remarkable day, and a day we ought to be very proud of as citizens of Fort Lauderdale. The last group I want to thank are our city employees. You look over, you see our fire truck, you see a few of our police officers, but you see guys like George Haruska, who's put so much time into this property. You know, Diane Alicon, Chaz Adams, you name the issue. Folks, we are blessed with the best city employees anywhere. I'm amazed by their level of accomplishments, their level of achievements, the fact that they step up time and time again. I don't even want to start naming city employees. I see Hal out there, and it is amazing how well they have worked with the community. So how about a round of applause for our city employees? And the city manager wanted to be here tonight. He's actually in Pittsburgh accepting an award on behalf of the city of Fort Lauderdale. We won, I think, 5 awards at the National League of Cities. And he and Bruce Roberts are accepting the award on behalf of the city of Fort Lauderdale. But he's represented today by Chris Lagerbloom, our assistant city manager. Chris, thanks for joining us today. It's great to have you with us and your son. And with that, I think, is Doug Snyder going to do a brief?
I am?
Yes.
I think the architect's going to do a very brief update on where we are. But again, another guy, I got to say, and Tim and I talked about this earlier, Doug stuck with this from day one. No questions, no complaints, no moaning and groaning. When he committed to it, no moaning and groaning. When he committed to it, he committed to it. And that speaks volumes about not only him, but his company. That really means a lot to the city of Fort Lauderdale, so thank you.
Unfortunately, pretty much everybody has done all of the accolades and thank yous and everything. But, you know, to sit here and reflect on the last 5 years that we've worked on this project, it really is amazing. And I'm not going to, you know, there's so many people, as Mary had said, and Gina and Jack. It's incredible, and this truly is a community effort. And to all of you who are participated, thank you so very much, and have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I will tell you that our tenants for the house are here with us this evening. Simon Fernandez, if you guys will raise your hands. Chris Herding, Michael Herding, Tom Roses. They will be the new game changer down here. What you will see is activity and people and more things going on, and for that we thank you very much. Having said that, let's cut the ribbon.
Here we go.
Get everybody there. Huh? Pull it.
Yeah, wedge everybody. There you go, Mary.
Huh? I promise you, it won't cut yet. Look up here. Okay, whenever you're ready. You guys ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3.